Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the Here Comes the Boom training tonight. It's going to be some phenomenal training. It's going to focus on getting off to a fast start, some of the objections that you're going to face in this business, how to overcome them, and also how to go out and get more prospects. My name is Will Weaver. This is my 4-year anniversary as of last week. It's been a good ride. I tell you guys, time is going to continue to move no matter what, so you might as well make the most of it. As this screen says, you've taken the first step. You've gotten on here. I've had my XM3. I put a picture of that on there because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to pour into you guys and just add as much value as I can. And again, guys, over the 4 years that I've been in, I've taken just a little bit from every leader that I had a chance to get in front of. And the way that you form your own philosophy is to take a little bit from each leader, other people that are having success, and create your own little twist to things, but making sure that you're doing the basics that the other top leaders in the company are doing to be successful. So anyway, guys, with technology nowadays, network marketing, you can touch anyone throughout the whole world. With these webinars, you can basically free of charge do webinars for people in other countries, other states. So there really is no reason not to work through contacts and build a large network if that's what your intent is to do. What we will focus on today is developing a strong why, and why that is so important, understanding what it's going to take to build this business, learning the system, and staying in the game long enough to create duplication, because the only way that you fail in this business is if you quit. I tell people all the time, the very worst thing that can ever happen is you put great nutrition in your body and you have a tremendous tax break. So that's the worst thing that can ever happen when joining a network marketing company, when you get with the right company. The most important question I want you to ask yourself and think about is, why have you chosen to do this business? Take a minute and think about it. And I've got a picture here of someone that's teared up, a couple tears coming from their eyes. And guys, that's symbolic in that if you're going to build a big business and stay in the game long enough, your why has got to be so strong that it chokes you up. Your why has got to be so strong that when things get tough, okay, when you have objections, when you have things in your way, that is going to be your engine to continue to go, to overcome those obstacles, and make sure that there's nothing going to pull you off course. Because I'm going to tell you guys, it is not easy. Okay, there's days, even as a triple diamond, okay, there's days to where I have bad days. I mean, it happens for all of us. But when I look at those pictures of my daughters who are 10 and 8, that's my why. I would run through a brick wall for them. There is no quit. There is no quit level when your why is strong enough. So if your why, guys, you've got it written down. If it just says money, okay, if it just says you like helping people, we all like helping people. We all could use a little bit more money, but what can that money or extra income, what can that do for you and your family? Can it bring a spouse home? Can it send your kids to college? Can it prepare for your retirement so that you know that you and your wife are going to be taken care of, or you and your husband are going to be taken care of in retirement, so you can get out and do those things that you always want to do with retirement? So anyway, make sure that's defined, guys, first and foremost. It also needs to be written down, and it needs to be posted throughout the house, maybe in your notebook that you carry around, because I'm telling you guys, that is your engine that's going to keep you moving forward. Now, understanding what it's going to take in preparing to basically go to battle and win in this, committing to win. Because I'm going to tell you, it is not easy. If you go into it without a plan, or without training, or without making some sacrifices, you will not be successful. You might go out and enroll a few people and get a check, but as far as long-term building a residual income, it's going to take you preparing and making a commitment to win. That is necessary. That's not optional. That is necessary. Decide now, guys, what is your quit level? You need to know this, because it's not always going to be easy. You need to know what it's going to take to get you to quit. And this goes back to your why. If your why is strong enough that it chokes you up, you have a 0 quit level. And I challenge you, make a commitment to be in this business 1 year from now. Instead of saying, I'm going to be in this business for life, or I'm going to be in this business for 10 years, make a 1 year commitment to do the business correctly, and continue to take steady action on a daily basis to get better. So just make sure you understand that right now. What is your quit level? Make the commitment to be here 1 year from now. One thing that we do as a team, there's lots of other teams out there that have training that you can do, but when we get people in, we send them to our website, teamvictory.org. Anybody is welcome to go there and look around or use those documents and put them on your team side, or whatever you want to do. You're welcome to this information. It's a fast start training under files and documents. And what it is, it's going to go from A to Z, everything that a person needs to do to get off to a fast start. And the very first thing that we have people do is we have them watch the Darren Hardy video called Making the Shift. And it's actually on the website right there. You can Google it. And I'm going to tell you, that's one of the most powerful videos that you can watch, because you understand what it's like to be an entrepreneur, to understand that it takes a whole lot of effort and work to get your business off the ground. So at the beginning, you're not going to get paid significantly for the work that you're doing now, but what you're doing is you're starting the ball in motion that is picking up steam, that eventually, guys, you're going to get paid for things that you're not doing because you put in the work to get it up off the ground. And any traditional business model out there, 95% of traditional brick-and-mortar businesses fail, okay? And most of the times it takes 3 years just to break even, and people are working 80 to 90 hours a week because they've got everything they own invested. With network marketing, it allows you to come in, do this business part-time, keep it simple, and eventually, okay, start building a residual income that will pay you for a long time. And it doesn't take 80 to 90 hours a week. You can come in. My first 14 months, I spent 8 to 10 hours a week, but those 8 to 10 hours were productive activities. And at the end of 14 months, I had doubled my teaching income and was able to go out and do this business full time, guys. So at first, I talked to people about train. It's very important. I wouldn't go to McDonald's and get on the cash register without doing training. You've got to train in whatever job, sport, whatever you're doing. But my favorite audio trainings that you guys can plug into, you can Google this. These are also on our team website. The Jim Rohn, Building Your Network Marketing Business, is one of the best CDs that you can listen to. I've listened to that 60 or 70 times in the car while I'm driving, and I learned something different just about every time. And one of the things about staying strong in this business and not letting things knock you off course is to make sure that you're developing as a person, that you're listening to positive things, that you're listening to people that have overcome objectives, that have been successful. Another one, Darren Hardy, Making the Shift, is, I'm telling you, crucial. If you're an entrepreneur and you've never done anything as an entrepreneur before, it's very important to listen to that, because I had never done anything but teach school and coach football. I didn't understand what being an entrepreneur is at all. And I'm going to tell you, I kind of learned some lessons the first month or two I was in that I wish I had listened to this right away, and I would have been prepared for what was coming. So it's very important, those two right there. If you don't do anything else but learn the system and listen to those two audios, you're going to be, I'm telling you, you're going to be ready to rock and roll if you'll listen to those. The book that I recommend to people when they first come in, I've still got this book. I still go through because I highlighted pages. I still read it all the time because, guys, history repeats itself. They're not ever going to rewrite network marketing. It's been the same for the last 40 or 50 years in that talking to people, following up, having a product or service that adds value to people, working together as a team. That doesn't change. So why not go in and read what you're going to experience in the first year of network marketing? I'm going to tell you, this right here is will definitely put you light years ahead if you'll listen to those two and read that book. So I want to tell you, when you first get going, guys, get excited like never before, because excitement, I'm telling you, that just draws people in. We've all been to ball games or concerts, and we see that person down there that's just dancing crazy all over the place in their own world like nobody is watching. And what does that do? We kind of watch that person. Everybody in the audience is kind of, what are they going to do next? Man, they're having fun. What are they doing? Guys, when you're excited, people pay attention to that. They listen to it. They join excited people. If you come in and you're not excited, how do you expect other people to believe if you don't believe? So make sure you believe. Make sure you're excited. Have a sense of urgency. This will not build itself. So if you're spending 5 to 10 hours a week doing it, make sure that you have a sense of urgency and you're using those 5 to 10 hours the way that you need to. Get connected to your team and make sure you plug in. If you're sponsored, you may or may not have a sponsor that's plugged in. That's okay. Make sure that you know your sponsor. Make sure you know your first upline gold or your first upline diamond. It's very important to get connected because it really doesn't matter what your sponsor does. It's good if they plug into you, but I promise you, you have some people in your upline that care about you and your business. You may not have ever met them on the phone, but if you reach out to them and say, I'm in your group, I'm really serious about making this happen, can you help mentor me and work with me? I promise you, those people will reach out to you in a heartbeat and will team up and give you everything you need to be successful. So get connected. Fuel your fire daily with something positive. Okay, that's very important. When you wake up in the morning, okay, and this is on your mind, guys, close your eyes, visualize why you're doing this. Visualize where you're going to be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Just see it in your eyes. A lot of times when I go to sleep, okay, as I close my eyes, I'll see that log cabin home that eventually I want to build for my family, and I'll go through each room as I open up the door and can kind of see it in my mind. And I remember being on that pull-out couch in a studio apartment, dead broke at one time, and that was still my vision way back 4 years ago, guys, that one day that was going to become a reality. So if you don't believe it and you don't visualize it, then it's going to be hard to continue moving forward till you get to that goal. Second, guys, put on your suit of armor, because I'm telling you, right now, I'm trying to prepare you for what's to come. It is not easy. There will be ups, there will be downs. That's just part of it. Nobody in this business, regardless if they're a Diamond Elite or a Builder 500, has had an easy road. It just doesn't happen. But look at life, guys. There's nothing out there worth doing that is easy. So it's a lot like battle, I tell people. You're going to have people that don't understand network marketing that are going to take shots at you. You're going to have close friends and family members that don't join your efforts, and this knocks a lot of people out. And I tell people, expect this early on, that you're going to have an uncle, a brother, a sister, a mom, a dad that aren't going to join right away, that aren't going to want to try the products. That's just the way it is. But here's the deal. If you'll continue to take them, if you'll stay positive about them, and eventually they will look, I promise you, eventually, if they see that you're serious and you're in for the long haul and you believe in it, and it'll be the biggest blessing that you could ever bring to them. But don't let it knock you out of the blocks if they don't come in right away, because a lot of people think, if I can't get my best friend, my mom, my dad involved with this, I can't get anybody in. But, guys, that's just the way it is. It happens for all of us like that. You're going to have people tell you that they're coming to a meeting that won't show up. Expect that. That's just the way it is. You're going to have people not do what they say they're going to do. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, one lesson I learned a long time ago, guys, is when I gave a card to somebody or some information and somebody said, I'll look at it and give you a call. 99.99999% of people will not call you back because it means nothing to them. They may try to be polite by telling you that, but they're not going to call you back. Don't take it personal because at one time this didn't mean anything to you either. So you are going to have to set appointments and follow back up with other people. You're going to have people get off to a fast start in this business that are going to quit. That's just part of it, guys. Make sure you get to know their people before they quit, because it does. Every dud out there can lead you to a stud. It doesn't matter. And the good thing about the binary compensation plan is whether I sponsor somebody or not, if they're 10,000 down, they count the same for me as far as volume and working together as a team. So make sure that you're working through people to meet other people. And you're going to have people try to steal your dream. And that's why it's important. I wrote it down here at the bottom. Remember your why. That's why it's important. Whenever you have something going on, just remember your why. Okay? And that's going to continue to keep you moving in the right direction. But remember, guys, I love this page right here. The people that are taking shots at you and trying to steal your dream are working 40 to 80 hours a week. Most of the time, they're complaining about their job and people they work for. They dread Mondays and stress out on Sunday night because the next Monday is right around the corner. They don't have financial security that would pay them if they couldn't work. If they had an accident, guys, their family, they can't pay the mortgage. Okay, most people out there, if their car breaks down, I mean, it's a serious deal because they don't have the money to get it fixed. Those people are usually not saving money for retirement. They're told when they can go on break, how many days a year they can be sick, and if and when they can go on vacation. So those people will try to steal your dream, and a lot of times because misery enjoys company. And as a coach, I remember that sometimes I would have kids that didn't want other kids to succeed because they didn't want to get left where they were at that moment. So that's just like in life, guys. So make sure that you're getting around positive people that are moving in the right direction. And one thing Mike Sims told me that has always stuck with me is never take advice from someone that is not where you want to be. So if I've got an uncle or a brother that's over here that's not working, that's never been successful in anything, why in the world would I take their advice about network marketing if they've never been successful at anything? Okay, that's the last thing that I would do. I would want to look at people that have been successful and follow their footsteps. And one thing I want you to remember is through the ups, the downs, the obstacles, it's going to be worth every ounce of time and effort that you put in. It always is, and I promise you, every person on this call tonight that's listening, looking at a computer can do this, can be successful. That's without a doubt, guys. I'm telling you, if I could do it, anybody could do it. I was in small town, western Kentucky. I didn't know very many people. I didn't know how to get started. I just got excited. I had a powerful why. I was coachable and trainable, and I had a zero quit level. The first thing that we try to do when we get people in is we want to get them a check in their hands. I remember the very first check that I got was for $30, and that right there made me a believer in network marketing because until I got my first check, I still didn't believe it. It sounded too good to be true, but when I got that $30 check, okay, I said, now I've just got to talk to more people and get a bigger check. So I went out, and that's what I started doing. So it's very important to get your people a check as soon as possible. How do they get a check? They sign up their first person as a customer. I don't have to go out and bring in a high package, anything. I want to get a few customers right away, and we usually, all of us, have 4 or 5 people out there that if we went up and said, I'm not going to try to get you to join. I don't want you to try to talk me out of it, but I need you to support me. I'm really excited about this. Would you support me and try a product for 30 days, 100% money-back guarantee? And, guys, I'm going to tell you, all of us have 3 or 4 people that would at least support us by trying product. if they know that it's risk-free, 100% money-back guarantee if they don't like it. So let's make sure that we're getting people checks early on so that their belief level goes up. The second thing I like doing, like I said, in the traditional business, most of the times it takes 3 years just to break even. Okay, with this, I try to get people their investment back as soon as possible. So if I came in at 330, 660, 1320, let's take the action to make this a cash flowing business and get their money back. When I got started, I was so dang broke, I didn't have the money to really even get started. I had to scrape together my pennies to get going in this business. So anyone that wants it bad enough can make it happen, and they can get their investment back as soon as possible with the action that they take. So let's try to get people their investment back as soon as possible. I think it took me 2 weeks to get my investment back. So anyway, that should be goal number 2, help them get their investment back. What we want to do after we've done our training is we want to start our list, and it's so important to have it written. If it's not written, it doesn't exist. And I tell you, I made the mistake 3 or 4 months in, I ran across a bunch of people in town that I thought, oh man, I should have thought of them. It's because my list I didn't have them written on my list. I didn't do a memory jogger. And at teamvictory.org under files and documents, guys, you guys can use it also. We have a memory jogger, which is going to ask you all kinds of questions, and you're going to write down names. And you can't help but to go through there and have a list of 100 names just by doing that. Also, write down not only people you know, but influential people in town that you don't know that you want to get to know. That's very important, guys, because somehow or another you know somebody that knows them. And that's what networking is. I'm not going up to them, just cold market them. I may have a friend, John, that knows Bill, that I may go to John and say, John, if you're not interested, I understand, but I would really appreciate if you just introduce me to Bill. Okay, so whether somebody is going to do it or not, use that to get to know the people that they know, add to the list daily, become a great listener, and make peaking part of what you do, guys. Peaking is just throwing out just a little bit, not very much information, just enough to gain somebody's interest. That's very important. If I go out and give the full spiel right off, okay, most people aren't going to be interested. Also, don't prejudge anyone one way or another. I read a book one time about a guy that went in to give a presentation to a multimillionaire, and as he was leaving, the multimillionaire said, you know, I appreciate you coming, but I'm not interested. His maid asked for his business card, and the guy was a little skeptical, and he said, okay, I'm probably wasting this card, but he gave the maid the business card. She ended up becoming a millionaire earner in that company. He didn't prejudge her, okay? Or at least he didn't after that from there on out, because anyone can do this that has a strong why. The thing about networking, it doesn't matter if you're male, female, white, black, green, red, it doesn't matter. Everyone has the same products, the same opportunity, the same coaching, the same opportunity, guys. So what is the system? Peak, Pass, Plug. I'm going to touch on this real quick. Peak is you've got to listen to people. You're going to hear people on a daily basis tell you they don't feel good, they want to lose weight, they work too much, they don't make enough money, they're always busy. And all I started asking people is, are you open to a solution? Or if you could change that, would you? That's it. When people complain about something, if you could change that, would you? If there was something out there that could help that, would you be interested? I just started asking questions. Some people just want to complain to complain. They don't want to do anything to fix their problems. You can't help those people, guys. But if somebody says, yeah, I'm open to a solution, what is it? I don't have time to get into it now, but I've got something that you've got to take a look at. And be excited about it. Oh, man, I'm excited I heard you say that because I got something for you. Okay, I'm excited I got a chance to change your life. Just be excited about it, guys. And so by piquing their interest, now what you're going to do is you're going to pass them some information. Always be busy.
The last thing you want to do, guys, when somebody is busy, that's attractive. Okay, that's very attractive when they're busy. If they got all day to sit down and talk to you, you might be the only person they're talking to. That's what they're thinking. But always be busy, okay, especially at first, okay? Talk to people. Swing the bat. One of the things I learned early on, too, I remember going home a couple times, and I just laid on the couch, and my stomach was just turned over because I was in situations to talk to people, but I was too afraid or the fear of actually piquing them or saying something to them. And I went home thinking, man, what were you doing? You had your opportunity there. And it's almost like in baseball, being up there with 2 strikes, okay, and watching strike 3 go right down the middle and not swinging. You got a 0% chance of hitting the ball if you don't take a cut. So talk to people. They're not in your business anyway, so it doesn't matter if they're interested. And that's the attitude that you've got to take if you're going to build a big business. It's just take a shot, guys. It doesn't matter if they're interested or not. And also, people always say all the time is get as many no's as you want. I never get a no. I never, ever, ever get a no. I get a not right now, okay, because timing is everything. And if somebody says they're not interested, I say, I understand that. Timing is everything. Would it be okay in a couple months if I at least check back in with you? So now I get an invitation to come back in a couple months, or what I used to tell people is when I'm making significant income, can I come back and check in with you? Okay, so always get an invitation to come back later on. Pass to a tool. What tool? We have so many tools out there. What you want to try to do is match the tool to the prospect. Different diamond videos out there. Actually, at our website, teamvictory.org, we've got every diamond video there in your back office. You can go to the library section and copy and paste some of the diamond videos on the app also and send to people. DrinkLifeIn.com is our website. Also, Zija123.com is a great prospecting website. If you haven't seen the newspapers that you can get at Sound Concepts, make sure that you go there and take a look at it. SoundConcepts.com, Zija Business Tools. You'll just type in Zija, and it brings up, you can get bundles of 50, really, really cheap, guys. It's about 50 cents a newspaper, to where now I can give people a tool and say, well, hey, I'm going to come back and pick this up tomorrow. Do you think you have a chance to take a look at it? What I don't want to do is start just passing it out like it's candy, because now people won't look at it. But if I give them a tool and I set a time that I'm going to come back and get it the next day, now they know, hey, I told him I was going to look at it. He's coming back. I better at least check it out. So those are tools, conference calls. This is a webinar right here. So these are different tools you can pass somebody to. And what you want to do is get them in front of the information from a third-party source, okay? You don't want to be the person telling them all this information. Third-party validation is key in this business, guys. Follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. After the prospect has had a chance to look at it, and the way it will go is, let's say I passed a tool, or I passed a video, or I gave them some information, I would say, John, when do you think you'll have a chance to take a look at it? Well, I'm off Thursday or so. Okay, John, would it be okay if I followed up with you Thursday? Yeah, that'd be fine. Okay, what time, John, is good for you, and what number can I reach you at? Now what I've done is I've taken the chance of him actually looking at it, at the tool, video, newspaper, whatever, and I've taken about a 10% chance that he'll look at it, and I bumped it up to about a 60% chance, maybe a 50 to 60% chance that he'll take a look at it. Okay, but if I don't set an appointment and a follow-up time, first of all, if I'm running a business, I'm not showing him that I'm very business savvy because I haven't set a follow-up time. So if you're serious about building a business, you've got to set a follow-up time. And when I call, there's 3 questions that I'm going to ask. The very first one, have you looked at the information? You're going to get a yes or no. If you get a no, all I got to say, John, I understand life gets in the way sometimes. When do you think you have a chance to look at it? Okay, and then set up another phone call. Okay, if they have looked at it, what do you like about it? I'm just going to ask them what they like. I don't want to say, what did you think about it? What do you like about it? I want to hear positive things, because now I'm gaining intelligence. I'm going to see if they like the product, the opportunity, or both. So now I know how to approach them after the follow-up. And the third one I'm going to say is, what questions do you have? Now, I could be in the business my very first day and ask these 3 questions, not being able to answer not one thing, and I can still to build a business, because as I ask them, what questions do you have, as soon as they ask a question, I say, you know, that's a great question. Do you have a minute? Most of the times they're going to say, yeah, I've got a minute. Okay, great. So now I may put them on the phone with Bill. I may come back and say, John, you know, you asked a great question. I just got in. I'm still learning. I wanted to plug you into one of my business partners who's been very, very successful to make sure you got your questions answered correctly. So now there's no weirdness of a 3-way call, because I'm not saying, hey, do you mind doing a 3-way call? No, he doesn't want to do a 3-way call, because when I first got in and somebody asked me that, I said, well, look, I know you. Let's just talk. Okay, so in a non-weird way, put them on the phone with someone else and saying, you asked a great question. I wanted to get it answered correctly for you. Now I address the situation, and most of the times it flows pretty fluently, guys. So anyway, it's awesome when you have someone else answer the question for them, third-party validation. That's the system. So peak pass, plug them in to someone else after you follow up. So peak pass plug, that is very important. That's our system that has created multiple millionaires in this company right here by keeping it simple. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, if you go out and you try to do it your own way, okay, it may get you to bronze. Matter of fact, if you have a couple large orders, it might get you to silver, but that's it. Okay, you will not get to a leadership rank such as Ben's qualified or beyond if you don't work this system and duplicate this system in your organization. I promise you. Now, the fortunes in the follow-up, this right here I saw today, this kind of shocked me, but it is so true. The statistics of following up, 48% of people never follow up with a prospect. Most people talk to them once, they don't want to join, they're done. Okay, I've talked to them on my list. 25% of people won't make a second contact with that person. 12% of people, okay, make more than 3 contacts. So on the third time, following up with somebody 3 times, only 12% of people do that. 2% of the sales are made on the first contact. Guys, this is very, very powerful stuff. 3% of sales are made on the second contact. 5% of sales are made on the third contact. 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact. Now, guys, this is staggering right here. This is crazy. 80% of all sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. I saw that right there, and that is so true, because so many times when people in my business, my teammates, or even myself, when I first got going, I would say, man, I'm running out of people. I've already been through my list. Okay, how many times have you been through your list? Have you been through your list 8 to 10 times? If you've been through your list 8 to 10 times, I guarantee you're going to be pretty dang successful. If you've been through your list once, okay, 2% of those people, you're lucky if you got them. You've been through twice, okay, you might have 3%. Been through the third time, 5%, but just think if you stay consistent. Now, guys, it doesn't mean that you're full court pressing people. That means that you're just kind of touching base. Hey, Ron, I know a while back you said that maybe you take a look at this sometime. I'm just checking back to see if now's a good time. Or, hey, Ron, I know you've been busy, man, but I'd like to grab lunch with you sometime. I'm really excited about what I'm doing here. Hey, Ron, man, I know that you're busy all the time. I want to show you how to have a little bit more time freedom. Just peak in different ways, guys, not a full court pressure. But I will tell you this, when you have somebody tell you that they're coming to a meeting and they call you or send you a text that day and say, you know, this came up, I can't come tonight, when's your next meeting? Okay, and it happens all the time. You better jump on that like a wildfire, because the bottom line is if you wait 2 or 3 weeks to follow back up with that person or to get them in front of the information, guys,
they've already, when they were open, you didn't take advantage of it. So once I have somebody say they're going to look at it or that they're coming to a meeting, I am on them guys like you wouldn't believe until they look at the information. I say, actually, when are you free tomorrow? I'd love to come by and sit down with you. Since you said that you're interested in taking a look, how about tomorrow night you stop by? Or how about later on in the week? So very important when people commit to looking at the information that you get it in front of them. Plug them in, three-way calls. One good thing about this business is in Zija, we have such a culture of people helping people. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're in their downline or not. We help everybody. So it's very important to build relationships with other people, and they may be able to help you with calls, and you may be able to help them with calls, home PBRs, opportunity calls, live testimonies, webinars, sit-downs. Close the deal, guys. One of the things I like to ask people at the end is, what questions can I get answered for you to feel like you're able to make an informed decision tonight? So after they've seen some information, after they've seen a video, what questions can I get answers so that you feel like you're able to make an informed decision? That's a very, very, very important question there. Then answer all the questions, maybe get a leader on the phone to answer the questions and connect them with. After I get those questions answered, I go back to this. Now that you have all your questions answered, what's keeping you from getting started tonight? What's keeping you from getting started? That is so key, guys. Most of the times we don't close the deal. Somebody may be ready to go, and then we say, no, I'm just not going to pressure them. If they've seen the information speaks for itself. You need to know what is keeping them from getting started. And there's usually going to be one of three objections: time, money, or belief that they can do it. If it's time, that's it. So if I were to show you a way I could help leverage your time, you could do it a few hours a week, and we could work together and make this thing happen. Would you be ready to get started? Most will say yes. Money, that's it? So if I were to show you how to get started with no money, you'd be ready? Okay, most will say yes. Well, great. What I'm going to do is we're going to have you do the training, make your list, start getting people on the phone, and when you have a couple ready to enroll, we're going to enroll you that night and get your investment back. If it's belief, I was in the same boat. I didn't believe in network marketing, but I found a company to where we started working together. I found a team to where when I took a step, they took a step. I'm willing to do the same for you. We're going to make this happen. Okay, so work through those objectives, guys. I'm going to move through this pretty quick because I don't want to be too late. Prospecting for momentum. These are some of the things that I did to become the Recruiter of the Year in 2013 for Zija. Multiple poles in the water. I can't just show up and say I'm just going to recruit on Facebook, or I'm just going to recruit on LinkedIn, or I'm just going to recruit certain ways. The more poles that you have in the water, the more fish you're going to catch. That's just a bottom line. So my 6 prospecting poles, I have a current working list that I continue to go through. Relentless follow-ups must be written down. Write down when you follow up with someone so you know when to follow up again. Facebook. Guys, I went through my Facebook list the other day. I've got nearly 5,000 friends. But there's people I haven't talked to in a couple of years on Facebook. Then when I went through my list, I made about 6 pages of names of people I haven't even peeked in 6 months. So if just continue to go through that. Also in your phone, a lot of times you'll go through your phone for maybe the A, B, C's, D's, and the E's. The next thing I know, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I've written down all these names. Start at the end of your phone sometimes, the Z's, the X's, and go all the way up so you make sure you're hitting all your people. Whenever you come across somebody, get their number and put it in your phone. They may become a prospect later on. Also, LinkedIn groups are good. You can join different groups in there, create different connections. People usually own LinkedIn because they think of themselves as a business person. Also, this is key. This is $1 million tip right here, guys. Referrals. So say you have a list of 100. You need to basically think you've got a list of 400, because every person on there knows at least 4 people that if you work it correctly, you can get to their people. So I may go to John and say, John, I know right now is not a good time for you. We've been friends for a long time. I'm really serious about this. Do you mind giving me a few names
of some people that might be interested in this or might be interested in making some money. So referrals are big, 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 guys. And the opportunity mindset, I'm constantly, when I'm out talking to people, guys, I coach my daughter's softball teams. I've been out. I've volunteered. I've done things around town. You're creating relationships with people that may become prospects later on. So always have an opportunity mindset. Peak cards daily. When I first got in, I had 10 peak cards in my pocket a day, and I didn't come home until they were gone. Okay, there were days where I might have 5 in my pocket. I'd go to Walmart or the mall, and I would find a way to get rid of them before I came home. Okay, so, and it might not be 10 for you. It may be 3 to 5, but make sure you're doing that consistently on a daily basis if you're going to be successful with this. So those are my 6 polls for prospecting. Thinking won't build a business. It comes down to taking action, guys. And this changed my whole life right here, my whole mindset. Is I heard Darren Hardy say 99% of all people that doubt you, that point fingers, that don't believe in you, that don't support you, that say negative things about you, if you died tomorrow, they would not be at your funeral. And also, they wouldn't pay your family's bills if you were no longer around. So why in the world do we worry about what other people like that have to say or think if they wouldn't be there when we died? So that right there changed my whole mindset, guys. So I went out then. I didn't care what anybody else said, thought, whatever. I went out to help people, and I went out to make this happen for my family. So it all comes down to duplicating the system, building leaders to do the same. So I encourage you, this is the last slide right here, guys. Stay excited long enough. Stay plugged in long enough. Stay driven long enough. Become a master promoter. That is so key. If you can't get excited and learn to promote things, it's going to be hard to get people in front of the information. Don't give the boring invitation. Hey, me and a few buddies are getting together. I'd like for you to come over. Hey, John, I'm excited. I just got back from Salt Lake City. Man, this company's crazy. They're already a multiple million-dollar company. Man, they're just getting started. You got to come check this out. Just got something to create excitement. Promotion, okay? Fight through the ups and downs. Put yourself around positive people long enough. Remember, your why that is choking you up is dependent on you. And the last thing that you ever want to do is come home and look at your why and saying, I wasn't tough enough to win for you. I heard that one time from Paul Orbison, and that right there, guys, just cut me to the core, because there's no way I'll ever look at my daughters and say I wasn't tough enough to get it done for you. And anyway, guys, I appreciate you plugging in tonight. I appreciate all you guys are doing. Anything I can ever do to help you, reach out. You guys have a great night. Have a great week and finish strong. We have a huge event in Louisville, Kentucky this weekend. Would love for you to come out, guys. Have a great night.